Hey everyone, thanks for checking back in on me. Quick update to let you know where I am with everything. For those of you who are new here, my name is Lucina Singer. My friends call me Layla. I am ADHD and bipolar and recovering from suicidal depression. And I've started this channel to share the things that have worked with me to overcome that. And I'm also starting my own online business. So this channel is going to be chronicling that journey. Later, I am going to be creating a separate channel that is specifically and only for self-help for people who are recovering from these or similar disorders. And this channel is going to be focused on basically strictly business, how to overcome those disorders while trying to start a business, if you like. So where I am currently with that progress is I am still studying the YouTube algorithm and how to optimize content for that. I am actually now scripting out videos that I will be shooting in the future, like writing out and typing out scripts. And what I've actually discovered is that I'm actually, I think I'm better at like long form written than I am at, this style of speaking. I'm a little bit all over the place when I'm just speaking off the top of my head to the camera. I even have my notes here kind of helping me stay on track. But I used to do a lot of writing when I was younger, and that skill seems to have stuck around with me. So I actually might start a blog. For those of you who are interested more in reading than in watching videos, I think I might do this sort of the reverse of what my original intent was, write out these ideas long form and then take my bullet pointed, just short little scripts to write videos like this from that long form content and then post that long form in a blog format. So anyway, comment below if you'd be interested in that. And we'll see where this goes. I was also thinking about, maybe reading out that long form like a more formal script to post on a podcast, rather than video format, and just having all these different ideas coming up with a lot of ideas, as we do, right? So anyway, I have also decided, I had mentioned in a previous video that my YouTube journey was going to eventually lead into, from like affiliate marketing on YouTube, leading into private labeling, which, if you're not familiar with that, is essentially sourcing products from suppliers, actual tangible products from suppliers, and putting your own brand on them, being the owner of those products and that label, that is on those products, and then selling those products as your own rather than selling somebody else's. That was something that I was going to do, that I was going to grow into after this, because that was the advice I had gotten from one particular coach. But in doing more research on that, on private labeling and how that is done, it's something that's suggested to maybe get into later because it requires quite a bit of resources and quite a bit of skill. But I think I've decided that I would like to do it parallel with this instead. I feel like I can. And it also is something that can be a bit more lucrative, a bit more quickly. So I feel like that would be something that would greatly assist me in, quitting my 9-to-5, which is the goal. And then being able to do this full time. So that's the path I'm on right now. That's also another reason why I'm not going to be posting quite as much content, on this channel. I will have a schedule for how often I want to post content on this channel. In a previous video, I had said that I wasn't going to commit to a schedule just yet, but I have decided that I have one that I can sustain. So I'll get to that later. I'll let you guys know when that is. The biggest thing I'm learning right now, though, and I thought this might be something that you guys would be interested in, the two, I think, biggest factors for success, the two most important skills you need to learn, I suppose, that will determine your success are consistency and time management. And those of you who have ADHD know probably where I'm going with this, that consistency and time management are not strong suits for those of us who struggle with ADHD. That they're actually arguably our biggest weak points. So this has been a struggle. This has been quite a bit of a struggle for me. What I have learned that I have done in my life over the course of the last, couple of decades, certainly the last 10 years that it's taken me to build my life to where I am right now, is I have created a life that has kind of worked around my weaknesses. I've definitely had to strengthen a lot of my weaknesses in order to get where I am right now. And I'll talk more about that in other videos about how, specifically how I did that. But it's similar to having, either like a deformity, a mild deformity or an injury or something. If you, let's say you have a bad knee, for example, you have two choices of what you can do with something like that. You can either choose to focus on strengthening that knee and trying to repair it as much as possible, whether that involves things like surgery or just simply exercises to strengthen it, or you can figure out how to live around it. Maybe that'll involve just, walking more on your other leg more, maybe walking with the assistance of a cane, whatever it is that you determine is going to be, how you live with it rather than trying to fix it. Not all injuries are fixable, of course, but let's just, for the sake of argument, say that you have the choice of working on trying to fix it or just living with it. Well, I have created a life that in order to get to some of the places I've had to push through some things and strengthen those. But I've also apparently found ways around other weaknesses and didn't really realize that was quite what I'm doing. And I've been living without having to push into those weaknesses for a very long time. This business venture is requiring me to push into those weaknesses, and I'm finding it very challenging. Very, very challenging. It is, guys, it's so hard. Oh my God, it's hard. So that's okay though. That's good, right? Because this is, that I don't like having weaknesses. I would prefer to not have those. Because I like doing new things and I like growing into new things. And, some people are okay with, creating the life they want, and then the weaknesses that they have that they can work around, they're fine with that. And maybe I'll get to a point where I'm fine with that too. But for right now, I want to keep going up and I want to have more and do better. So this is good. This is pushing me to get better in these areas. It's pushing me to have to learn how to create structures and systems that I didn't have to before in order to get more into a day. And I'm actually considering creating a course for, down the road for people who are struggling with this that might find it helpful to have some coaching in that. Because I certainly would right now. I could use someone coming alongside me and saying, okay, specifically for people with ADHD who are trying specifically to be successful in business, in entrepreneurship, here's some pointers. And they actually have those out there. I don't mean to imply that they don't. I've looked it up and I'm considering looking into possibly taking one. My resources are spread kind of thin right now because I'm investing all of my time and my money in my business. But I might at some point get to the point where I feel like it'll be a better investment of my time and my resources to invest in a course specifically for those weaknesses that I'm struggling with. And either way, I'm considering creating a course like that myself because I really feel like that's a very specific need that I would like to help fill sometime way down the road, after I've gotten really good at this. So anyway, so if that would be interesting for you, stick around, because if I end up taking a course that works for me, I'll post it here and let you guys know that it worked well for me. And if I decide to create my own so that I can contribute to that niche in society, because certainly different perspectives, can work better for different people. But I'll let you know that as well. Anyway, so I'm actually kind of excited about that possibility, later after I've gotten all this nailed down. So anyway, so in the meantime, as promised, I will have a schedule for this channel now. I'm going to be releasing one video a month on this channel. That is not as much as is recommended. That's less than is recommended for new YouTube channel starters. But I feel like it's sustainable. I feel like it's something I can commit to. And something that has worked for me very, very well in my journey from the depths of my suicidal depression. And if you're not familiar with that story, you can check this video out right here where I talk about that. But the thing that has been the most helpful for me is what I call starting with one, because you can always do one. One whatever. What do you want to start doing in your life? You spend too much time in bed, that's what I was doing. I was literally just going to work and then coming home and eating my dinner and going to bed and sleeping for 10, 11, 12 hours a day and then get up and shower and go to work. So you want to start not doing that. You want to start actually having a life. One day you get up, and do something, doesn't matter what, you're trying to get into exercise, fitness, and that's not something that you're not very fit right now. How do you want to do that? You want to start going for walks every day? Okay, well, that's great. Start with one day this month, if it's just one day a month, one day a week, you pick, your day off, on, Sundays, whatever, and you go for a walk. How far do you go? I don't know. 1 block, 1 mile, just one, whatever, your house is a mess, you want to get your house in order. But it's overwhelming. It's a big mess. Where do you start? Start with 1. Start with what always used to be really helpful for me when I was trying to get this under control is, start with just picking up the trash, the whole house, that's a lot. Okay, fine. In 1 room, just picking up the trash, 1 task in 1 room of the house. 1 room too much, overwhelming, that just gets to your head. Okay, fine. Pick 1 section of that room. The dresser, your dresser's a mess. You got all kinds of stuff just piled on it. You don't, have any system for neatly organizing things. So you just pile things on your dresser every time you come into your room. Okay, then start with just the top of the dresser and just throw away the trash. I mean, literally 1, pick 1, whatever, and start there. And if you feel like what you've picked to start with is too easy or too small, good. Good. You know why? Because it means you'll definitely be able to do it. And that's so often why we fail when we decide we want to try to start a new habit, is because we try to start too big. And we choose an idea or a goal or a task that we feel like we should be able to do, and then we don't. I'm not saying we can't, but we don't for whatever reason. And, we let it get to us. We say, see, I couldn't, I was wrong, couldn't, so now you put limitations on yourself. Or you say, I failed, that was so easy. I should have been able to do that, but I didn't, so I failed, so you get in this pattern of beating yourself up. So start with something that's too easy. It's too small, Start with something that is absolutely doable, and then build from that. Don't jump too big. Don't jump to 1 to 50, jump from 1 to 2, so you choose 2 of whatever that thing is, and it can be in a long time frame. Just make sure it's doable. But progress is progress. If you go from 1 to 2, that's progress. That's double. So that's a lot of progress, speaking of percentages. So if you go from 2 to 3, that you'd be amazed, just 1 step at a time, you would be amazed how fast that adds up, but you can't overshoot, because then you'll beat yourself up and you'll start over. And if you have to start over, that's fine. Okay, start from 1 again. Don't ever give up. The trick is just never give up. As long as you don't give up, you can do it. Anyway, another video some other time. Thank you guys so much for checking back. If you're new here, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and turn on notifications, or just come back every first Friday, because that's what I'm going to be doing. First Friday of every month, I'm going to post a video, and I'm going to let you guys know where my progress is. At some point, I'm going to start that second channel, and I'll let you guys know when that goes live. If you guys have anything specific you'd like me to talk about with regards to struggles with ADHD or mental health or business or anything like that, I'm no expert, but I am going out and I'm learning all these things, and I may just have learned something that is exactly what you want me to talk about. So please post that in the comments. Let me know. I need some feedback so that we can, make this a conversation. Anyway, love you guys. I'll see you on the road.